Sheri and Darren, how are you guys? Welcome.
Hi.
I am good. I'm good. Thank you very much. How are you doing today?
Great. I need to work on my my like spontaneous intros because I'm like, hey,
Yeah,
as if we weren't just chatting with each other before I hit go live, and now it's like, oh, hey guys, nice to see you.
I know what you mean.
So, what I have been doing, or I guess, I mean, this is really only the second time I think that I've done. No, it's not the second time I've done a panel on my channel live, but it's the second consecutive month that I've managed to do it.
Yeah.
So, I think the last time was like probably over a year ago, but I did one last month. Sheri was there. Darren, I don't think Darren was there for Darren, were
I
you
was
there?
away at the time. Can't
That's
remember
right.
where
That's
I
right.
was. Gallivanting somewhere.
So we did it on shorts, and it just so happened that like one of the reasons why I wanted to start doing a monthly panel with Thriving Creator Society members is because I knew that YouTube was going to be coming out with their podcast feature.
Mhm.
And so I was like, if I do a live stream with some of my members talking about hot topics, that can all just be magically turned into a podcast episode. So this is a podcast episode number whatever. I don't really know for sure. But this goes into the Thriving Creators podcast playlist, which is the podcast that's now attached to my channel. And then hopefully at some point, YouTube gets us our RSS feed so that it can actually go out to other podcast players,
That'd be awesome.
podcatchers, as they're
Podcasters.
called in the industry, I think. So let's our topic for today is ChatGPT and AI. And I put a poll out on my channel a couple of
Mm.
weeks ago asking like what are your thoughts on ChatGPT and AI when it comes to content creation? Are you interested and you want to hear more? Are you like I don't know anything about it, or are you sick of hearing about it? And are you sick of hearing about it is the one that won out in the poll.
Wow. Okay.
So I was like, okay, that's interesting. But I had already planned to do this live stream. So if you're sick of hearing about Chat GPT and AI when it comes to content creation and YouTube creation in particular, then you're probably not going to enjoy this. But for the rest of us who like the fact that we live in the future and all these fun tools are being created and we want to harness them to grow our channels and get views and stuff, welcome. So I want to hear from Sheri. Let's start with Sheri at the top, who has some beautiful Sheri made artwork in her background. Sheri, have you been using AI at all with your channel and with your content creation?
I've used it twice, well, 3 times. Um, there's a new YouTube AI that's out that is helps you determine a short that would where it would look great for you to put a short in for
Yeah.
your videos. So I've used that one, right? And I'm running an experiment right now on my channel to see how that YouTube short drives traffic to my long form content in that short. Now I just have to tell you that short was only 8 seconds. So that was a really quick short that I made. Um, my views are great utilizing that, and watching it to the end is really great too because it's only 8 seconds. So it's done, it's there and gone before people click off of it. So but the other one, which was when chat gtp g chat
GPT.
thank you. um I was actually at the hospital waiting on a family member having surgery, and I was writing up my script for this video that I'm currently editing.
Mm.
And I thought I saved it. And so when I got back, I was like, "Oh, I spent all this time," and it was gone. And so I was like, Oh no, I'm gonna try out the Chat GPT, and so I did, and it got me, 3/4 back to where I was. I mean, I have to go back and edit it, and I've been using it. Don't get me wrong, but I spent like a couple hours writing the script, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? I lost it." And so Chat
Wow.
GPT to the rescue there.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's how I do it.
Andy from True Blue Quilts, that's all of a sudden became a tongue twister for me. It
Yeah.
never was before. Andy wants to know, where is that shorts recommendation tool? And I know where it is, but Sheri, do you want to explain where you found this?
I found it in TubeBuddy. Is where I found it. And TubeBuddy, if you have a certain membership level, will recommend that. And so it will look across your videos and it'll say, this 15 seconds would be great for a short. And I have to say, trying it out for the first time did not save me any time in creating a short, but it was definitely a learning experience and something that I could utilize. What it showed was me just moving around some jelly prints on on the table, but it wasn't really like a story. So I had to go back and put in like a little story, use some pieces that they recommended, and then an ending, so to speak.
Yeah, so I was trying to like navigate to it on my screen so I could show it, but now I can't remember how to get to it. But so if you're a TubeBuddy subscriber and you log into your back end of YouTube, you get this little tab over on the right. I don't why mine's not showing up. Where do we Anyway, we get a little tab over on the right that will give you shorts recommendation. And I think, like, not to burst TubeBuddy's bubble, but I'm pretty sure all it's doing is looking at some of your probably your most recent videos and seeing where in your analytics you had like a high retention, or like probably a rewind, like somebody rewound to rewatch something, or maybe they paused it to like get a better look. Because if they're doing that and your analytics are showing that there's just this one little part that seems to be getting people to rewatch it, then that's going to be interesting enough for a short. I think that's the gist behind the tool. So
Yeah. The only thing, Meredith, I would say is that I could go back to any of my videos. So the video I tried the experiment on was 2 years old.
oh wow. So you went to the video in your analytics, and then the shorts tool was telling you, hey, here's the places.
Yep.
Okay, interesting. Oh wow. I also tried this and I had good results too. Um, and what I did was, because I am efficient, not lazy, but efficient. I was like, I don't really want to create like a whole new short or anything, but I did a remix, right? So I just went to where TubeBuddy was like, at minute 2 minutes 55 seconds to, I think they're all like a 15, it's giving you like a 15-second thing, right? So I would just in on my phone open up the video in YouTube and then hit the remix button and then go to 2 minutes and 55 seconds or whatever TubeBuddy said, and then just make a short there. And then it can be 10 seconds or 20 seconds or whatever kind of makes sense. And it's really easy. It's so easy to
It
do.
is.
And like, yes, we can look at our analytics ourselves, but if the AI can do it for us, and we're
Right.
just like, okay, cool, bing, bang, boom, 3 remixes, and you can schedule those shorts.
Yes.
So you don't have to like remember to go upload them later. You can just do it and schedule it. All thanks to the help of AI. And actually, the more I thought about it, with TubeBuddy, basically, if you're a TubeBuddy user, you've been using AI for a very long time, because that's basically what it is. It's
Mhm.
looking at information and data and putting it together in a way that's actually useful for you. That's what ChatGPT is doing.
Yep.
So, AI is like not new at all, but all of a sudden it's new. So cool, Sheri. Thank you for sharing your experience so far with AI. Do you have any other plans? Or actually, you know what? Wait, we'll save that question.
Sure.
I am obviously a pro at hosting these live streams. Darren, you've been
Yes.
using AI and ChatGPT quite a bit. Tell us how you've been using it for your content creation.
So I've been using it. I've used it for suggesting kind of tips and tricks that I probably know about in things like. So obviously my channel's about Canva. So I asked it to generate for me a load of tips and tricks around using Canva. Now, when it came back, if you don't particularly know the software that you're asking for those tips and tricks around, I found that it to be a little bit kind of like, it's good at giving me the prompt, which was really good because there's a lot of things in there that I just use without even thinking about. And I've been using those little tiny tips and tricks, and I posted those little tips and tricks on Instagram and YouTube Shorts for a couple of weeks. And it's grown my account. I can't deny it. It's, without doing those little tips and tricks and just a little snippet of information that I wouldn't necessarily have thought about doing, then it's increased engagement. I got a message on Facebook yesterday saying that over the last 90 days your engagement has increased every day over the last 90 days, which is pretty impressive. So, and that's just from using AI to kind of give me prompts on things. And because I'm more of a numbers and stats kind of person, I generally, if I write a sentence out, I know it's not what I mean. So what I've done is I've gone into ChatGPT sometimes and asked it to elaborate on that sentence or extend it by a certain number of words. And then I've taken that, and sometimes it's not necessarily 100%. I mean, it's AI, it's still learning at the end of the day. But I've been able to pick out those additional bits of information and reword it to how I would want to reword it. So it's really good. I found it really, really useful for that kind of side of things. And I'd say I at first I was really skeptical about using AI and ChatGPT and anything that's not human interaction, because I think, well, it's a computer. How good can it be?
Right.
But having used it over the last couple of weeks or so. In fact, it's probably about a month or so now. I've been really impressed with the suggestions that it comes back. So I use it on a daily basis now. Really do. It's my go-to before Google now most of the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. You're trusting
Yeah.
it with information that you would normally Google?
So obviously, and a lot of people don't know this, but ChatGPT had a cutoff date. I think it was something like September 2021 or something like
Right.
that.
Mhm.
So it doesn't have access to the information or access to new information post that date. However, if you know of a website, you can go to ChatGPT and you can ask it to summarize a website page for you. So if you've got a news article that's, say, 2,000 words, you can ask it to summarize it for you and things like that. So it can still access the internet from that point of view. But yeah, I'm not using it for kind of like facts and figures that, like current affairs or anything else like that. It's more
Right.
historical kind of information that I've looked at on there.
Right.
So
Interesting.
yeah, it's
Okay. Um, I'm just gonna open up my Google Analytics because I used ChatGPT, a month ago, 6 weeks ago,
mhm,
to, write an article about ChatGPT.
mhm. So
Imagine that, right? I'm sure I'm the only one that's done that, you know? Uh, obviously not. But, I wanted to see how it was ranking because it was actually doing pretty good. But one thing that, what I have been trying to, it's the 4th most popular page on my whole blog at vidpromom.com.
Wow.
Okay, that's cool. That's all I wanted to know. One thing I've been trying to wrap my head around is because I keep seeing other, YouTube creators, YouTube educators that are like, use ChatGPT to grow your YouTube channel. And I'm like, yeah, but like, you're not a robot. So how it feels kind of gimmicky.
Mm.
Like, some of the suggestions I see in which I think I even put this in my suggestion on the ChatGPT prompts video that I shared, that you can have it help you write a script for your video.
Mhm.
Like if you're not good at writing scripts, or if you don't want to, you can have it write a script, or you could take a long blurb and say, make this shorter. Say this in 10 words or less or whatever, which is going to help you in your video creation, of course. But like beyond helping you write a script and helping you come up with really great clickable titles,
Mm.
I feel like what else is it going to help video creators actually do
Mhm.
for creating videos? So like Sheri shared about using the short suggestion from TubeBuddy to create shorts. Great.
Mhm.
Darren's sharing about using it to create content for Instagram and TikTok, right?
Yep.
As still images, right? You're creating still
They're
images.
still images that I'm creating with snippets of information using bulk create on Canva. Yeah.
So how do you guys think we can use it as video creators for our actual, like, our videos, like our core creation, like foundation long form videos on YouTube? Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, I did try the script writing. I don't know if you remember in the beginning of the segment, I talked about being in the hospital and I lost
Right.
my script. Yeah. So I definitely, the video that's coming out, I used what it fed back to me and massaged it. It just helped with cut down on the script writing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and which you don't usually write scripts, do you, Sheri?
I do,
Okay.
or outlines, if you will, but
Mhm.
this particular one is a basic video in a different way, really getting into different camera angles and everything. So I was really trying to write a script so that I knew what cuts to have and what camera angles, if you will. So it was more about planning out my video before I shot it so I knew which angles and topics I was going to talk about in that video.
Gotcha. Do you feel like if you hadn't lost the script you were working on, would you would you feel like ChatGPT had even been useful to you? Or
I probably wouldn't have tried it.
you wouldn't have even tried it because you wouldn't have been
Mm,
like, dang it,
no.
I lost my script.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I was like, I'm not going to do that again.
And so when you recorded the video with the script that ChatGPT helped you create, did you record it word for word? Like, did you go?
No, and I'm in the middle of editing it, if you will. So I will use it for voiceover after I put my edits together because the edits are becoming a lot shorter than what I had planned to write, if you will.
Mhm.
And so so I will use some of the words, but it'll be a voiceover on the video.
Okay. Cool. Darren, what do you think? What are your thoughts on using any AI tools for your actual long form video creation?
So I have a brand new little gadget, Insta360 Flow, that is amazing. It's a little it's literally you got like a little thing on there and you put your phone on it, open it up, and it's a gimbal for your phone. So you just open it up and then it's a gimbal for your phone.
Okay.
So closing it, remember how to close it. so I've been playing about with that, and it's got AI technology built into it that will track you, and it'll track a subject. You can also choose a composition, so you can get it to track you. You can move off to the side and use the rule of thirds, so you've got more like detail on the left or on the right. And it'll also, if you start shooting in, say, so I started shooting a video the other day, just playing about with it in the kitchen, and it says, oh, it looks like you're doing domestic chores. Here's some shot ideas for you. So it knew I was in the kitchen, and it gave me some suggestions on different shots and different angles that I could use to make my video.
That's cool.
The gimbal did that?
Yep.
It's
That's
yeah,
cool.
Insta360. It's in the app, connected to the gimbal.
Oh my.
honestly, I it's only just come out. It's been out about a week or so. And
did you take its advice and do those shots?
I haven't so far, no, because it was in the evening, and I looked through the different shots, and it was suggesting like moving the angle, do 10 seconds in this angle, 10 seconds in that angle, and different kind of ways that you and things that you could do whilst you were doing the chores and things like that. And it'll also recognize if you're out and about doing something, and it will automatically generate a video for you based on those shots that you take.
Nice.
Oh, that's very
My mind's blown with it. So I'm away at a travel conference next week, and that's what I've got this for, to take it away and have a bit more of a play about with it whilst I'm away this week coming.
Okay, that's an interesting application for actually using AI to create your actual videos. I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I would like to see some technology like that.
Yeah, and it tracks you as well. So previously with gimbals, if you go behind a tree or something else like that, or something passes in front of the person, or another person passes in front, it'll sometimes pick up that other person, or it'll lose the subject. And so this is the Insta360 Flow, and they tried it with versus the DJI, I think it is, mobile gimbal. And this one will track somebody, and they hid behind a rock for about 30 or 40 seconds, and it still picked them up when they came out from behind the rock.
Oh, wow.
So
and I've seen it with traveling between trees and stuff. And yeah, and it does track the person a lot better than previous versions that I've seen. So if you're doing like a travel blog of, following someone, or you put it on a tripod, you can put the hand up and it'll start recording, put the hand up and it'll stop recording.
Okay.
So yeah, it's amazing. So that's where I see AI kind of advancing into helping with filmmaking and with content creation and things like that as well. Because I could, so say if I wanted to start moving around my room, doing like a room tour, I'd have to put the tripod down and it'd stop and stand still. Whereas with this, it's got AI that will track me around the room. And it'll also take a 360-degree photo as well that you can use.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's so interesting, because there have been tools that will track you. I'm trying to think. I can't remember the name of it, but there was it was like a thing you put on your tripod, and then you can put, I think, a camera or a phone, but I think you had to wear something. So that's how it knew to track you. So it wasn't artificial intelligence. It was just legitimate technology.
Yeah. This has got deep tracking. I think call it Deep Track 3.0 or something like that. I can't remember the exact term that they use, but it's got deeper tracking, and you can add special effects over the top of the person as well. And all sorts. So I'm really excited. I can't wait to start having a play about with it. That's my plan for the weekend, is to start seeing and trying out with some of the new bits on it. But initial impressions are that it's going to help with mobile content creation on the go. And I would love to see this sort of technology integrated with like mirrorless cameras and things like that.
Yeah, real cameras.
Because I don't know, I don't know if you've ever used a gimbal yourself before, but I've got a bigger gimbal that I've got for my mirrorless camera, and setting it up takes time, and it doesn't always balance, and it doesn't track the person. It's the gimbal user that tracks the objects.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some bits where you can choose to track it, but it doesn't always work. Whereas with this, so far, the bits that I've tried have been so impressive that, and because cameras are getting better on phones, then it's just, that's my blogging kit. If I do, it's a vlogging kit. It's just that.
Wow. Cool. That's
yeah.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to check that out. It looks like you can get the standalone Insta360 Flow for $159 or the creator
wow.
kit for $209.
Okay.
And that's at the gimbal site?
That's the gimbal price, yeah. So I think I got the standalone, and then because I can't remember what the creator kit. Oh, the creator kit comes with a little light and
oh yeah, some cables,
some other bits,
a light, and
some extra cables, I think.
Yeah, a magnetic phone clamp.
Oh, that comes with the standard one anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's
wow.
Yeah, that's your magnetic little phone clamp.
Yeah.
That just
Okay.
goes round, and then it just clips onto the gimbal.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you do that and open it up, as soon as you open it up, the phone automatically recognizes that your gimbal is open, and it'll say, "Do you want to open the app?" And
wow. Okay.
yeah, it starts straight away. So I know, mind blown.
Yeah.
So from a content creation point of view, when using AI, I think ChatGPT, as it stands, has got its limitations. Obviously, it's still new technology. There's ChatGPT 4 that's available. I don't know, have not access to ChatGPT 4 myself, but I believe it's a bit more advanced. I've not looked at that side of things yet.
Yeah. I have ChatGPT Plus, so I can use GPT-4.
Oh, nice.
But I don't know. I don't think I haven't done anything that like warrants more advanced GPT-ness. So I'm like, cool. So it seems the same to me, but I haven't like done anything to like make it do something more advanced.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, one of the things because I'm trying to put together some ideas for doing a YouTube video on like how to actually use AI without just wasting time going down some rabbit hole. So, you guys have given me some really great ideas, and I'll share with you an idea that I had that I tried out, which was well, first of all, you can grab people's transcripts from YouTube. So like if there's a YouTube creator who you want to emulate their style of this would be like not for a Mr. Beast style video, okay? But for more of a like a talking head style video. You know how there are some channels, some creators who seem to have like they have a formula and they just repeat the formula but with a different video and a different topic. And they've figured out, they've nailed it down what works for them. You can take a transcript and throw it into ChatGPT and say, analyze this for like figure out what is the pattern, like what is not the script, because you have the script, but like if we were going to break this video out into sections to sort of repeat the same process, what would it be? So I tried that with a couple of videos, and it was pretty good, but it was also kind of like, duh, I could have just watched the video and figured that all out on my own anyway. But you could put your own, say when you're editing, and you're like, okay, what background music should I use here? If you want to use background music to keep the pacing of your video, keep people watching, then take your transcript, put it into ChatGPT, ask it to figure out the different parts of the video and what the emotion or mood is. And then it will tell you, and then you just take those words and search for those in Epidemic Sound and look for the right mood to match that part of the video. Does that make sense? You guys are like,
yeah.
Yeah,
And I was following along with what you were saying.
Okay.
I'm trying to think, how does it? I was thinking like, how does it analyze that? Because
well, it just
is it
kind of
like watching the video or taking the transcript and?
Well,
What did you ask it?
Yes, that as well.
Let me find my ChatGPT.
All the questions.
Okay, let's see.
Taking notes.
Video transcript. Well, and I'm going to include this in a video, but
cool.
So I asked ChatGPT, if I give you a video transcript, can you tell me what the emotions of the viewer will be? Because if we're going to use background music to help keep the pacing of the video and help with adding any amount of storytelling that we might want to add, then we want to manipulate the viewer's emotions, okay? Basically to keep them watching, right? That's what movies do. That's why movies have music. If they want you to feel sad, they will play sad music just to kind of add another layer of emotion to what's happening on the screen. So ChatGPT told me, yes, I can do that. I said, okay, here's the transcript. And I used my own transcript for this. It told me, based on the transcript, it's likely the viewer will feel a sense of interest and engagement as the speaker shares their experience and expertise with Descript. So this was a Descript video. And I thought that was kind of a lame response. I wanted an actual emotion that I could search for in Epidemic Sound. So let's see. I got, and then I asked it for timestamps because I want to know what is the emotion and what is the timestamp of that emotion so that I know where to put it in the video. So I got excitement, and it's explaining the speaker's enthusiasm for Descript and its various features is evident throughout the transcript. I got excitement, relief, curiosity, confidence, and empathy. And so those are good emotion words, but I also wanted it to kind of like categorize it based on the moods that Epidemic Sound has their stuff categorized by.
Yeah.
So I'm just scrolling through ChatGPT to find. I got gratitude, ambivalence, excitement, regret, frustration, determination, which if you think about a YouTube video, that makes sense. It's like gratitude, excitement, and then there's like, if you think about storytelling, it's like it starts off somewhere and then there's regret and frustration, but then at the end there's determination. So it like follows the story arc. That was for a script that wasn't my own, somebody who's obviously better at storytelling. Informative, relaxing, hopeful. I think those might be some words, like mood words, that Epidemic Sound has. So it can just based on your words analyze the emotion or moods, and then that way, if you've ever spent way too much time going down the background music rabbit hole trying to find a good track, you at least know where to start to search for the moods and the emotions. Because if you can just make it easy and not have to spend an hour trying to find background music, then why not let AI help with that, right? Andy says maybe ask ChatGPT to find evidence of find evidence of an emotion. That's a good idea. So if you already know what, maybe you have some music in mind and you want to include it, but you're just not sure where, you can basically kind of ask ChatGPT to figure out where's the best place for this based specifically on emotion. I like that idea. Thank you, Andy. So where do you guys, where are you on? So we talked about ChatGPT and and Darren's new tool, but what about the AI tools for creating images and things like that? Have you guys played around with Midjourney or Dolly or anything like that? Darren?
I have not. My husband's more into that kind of thing. I haven't done it. I I like to create art, and it's going to be what I create.
Real art.
Yes.
Authentic art.
Yes. And that's because creating art is more of a stress relief and put your brain in a different atmosphere or a different mood or whatever the case may be. Um, so that you can relax and just let it flow. That just sounded like a hippie there, but anyway. but but as far as taking other people's art from the internet and creating something new or whatever, it's okay. I usually try to stay away from debates like that. It's just not interesting to me. It's like,
right.
the world is going to do what the world's going to do.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter my opinion.
Right. And for the videos that you create, you probably don't need, you probably don't need to do any, what are you going to do? You're already creating the visuals of your video. That's one of the things I keep thinking is what am I supposed to use this for? I am creating the visuals. That's the whole point of creating the video. Darren, have you been using those kinds of tools?
So a couple of weeks ago, when Canva last did their massive launch, Canva Creates, a couple of weeks ago, a couple of things they've done on that was magic arrays and also magic editor, and also they've now got a magic assistant as well, built in Canva. So using the two image editing options, funny enough, that I'd been working on a video to show the difference between using the AI version in Canva versus using something like Photoshop content aware fill. And the images are not, they're not, the things that it's doing in the images is not really that great. It's not, you couldn't use it for client work, let's put it that way. And I've seen some amazing things being produced from things like what's it called, Midjourney. But when you look closer at the images that are being generated, especially if it's a human or an animal, where they've got a specific number of limbs, be that legs, feet, hands, arms, heads, the AI generated versions of those images can be questionable.
Yes.
Like giving a person 3 arms and things like that, and it just, they don't even look like some kind of mutation that might have happened due to some crazier nuclear fallout or something. So
right.
it just doesn't look right. And
Yeah.
one of the things that you've got in Canva is you can have magic replace. So the example they have is somebody holding a bunch of flowers, and it's a particular type of flower, but the background is clear, and you scrub over it and you say, replace these daisies with some roses. And because the background's clear, it does that removal and replaces them over the top with what to me looks like almost like a bigger image that will just cover the original image.
Okay.
And it doesn't really fit in. It's not something you, as I say, you couldn't use it for client work from what I've seen.
Okay. I
Whether that
just
prompts that I'm using or the type of images, I don't know.
asked the Canva text to image feature
That's
to
one of them, yeah.
create a picture of a live stream group of 3 content creators.
Yep.
I'll show you what it gave me if I can figure out how to share my screen. It's not bad. It's not bad. Hang on. Here we go. Share screen. This is us.
What are we gonna come up with?
Can you see it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's got the beard? Who's got the beard?
I didn't even tell it like 2 females and 1 male. It just picked it out. It just
Yeah.
That's just how good the AI is, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a style of.
It is a
You know,
style.
it's very
I
cartoony.
did select a style. I told
Yeah.
it what style I wanted. Dreamlike.
Okay.
So that's what we got. Cool.
You look very dreamy there, Darren.
I know.
My eyes, isn't it there? I wish I could grow a beard like that.
I wish I could have purple hair.
That is cool. I always think it's funny about the hands thing with all of the AI image generators because like people are it's funny to me that like hands are so integral into being a human.
Yeah.
And it's the one thing that the AI cannot freaking figure out.
No,
You know what I mean?
It
It's
doesn't
like
even look like you know, like a disformed hand or anything else like that. It just looks incorrect. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't look real.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like it's like blurry, like it's gone, oh, the hand, that's a difficult part. Here you go, have that.
Yeah. But like it's funny that like it can do eyes really well. It can do
Yeah.
facial features, and like even humans can't draw facial features that well.
Yeah.
But like it's like it does all these things really well, and then it gets, like you said, it gets to the hands. It's like, I don't know, I can't do that.
Yeah. It's like someone rang the bell and class is over.
Right. Yeah. It's hilarious to me that I don't know, if AI was truly gonna like take over the world, like if it can't figure out how to do hands, it's got a ways to go.
Yeah,
You know,
I
we
think
can
it's
spot
definitely
that
got
they're
a
not
lot
there.
of ways to go.
Yeah.
On the image editing side, I've asked it to produce things like ideas for social media posts and things like that, and for me, it doesn't really generate anything that is usable on that side. And there are a couple of apps that I've seen adverts for that are supposed to create AI generated videos based on elements. And I've not played about with any of those yet. I can't think of the name of them, but I have seen things around that. They look like Canva, but you know, I just think, well, you know, there are other tools as well, kind of in Canva that they've created in the recent update, which it will take an idea and take your image and then give you template suggestions based on that image that you've uploaded. I think it's called Template Assist, something like that.
Okay.
I'm still going through all the updates and trying to figure out how to best show them, because there are so many.
Right.
And some of the ideas are very hit and miss. You know, they don't really look polished like the templates do in Canva. You know, it's not taking the image and using the colors from the image to then make it look like a more cohesive kind of template. But that, as I say, that's something new. I've not played about with that a lot, but yeah, I think that it's still very early days with AI, and I think the reason there's so much buzz around it at the moment is because it's like, oh, is this going to take our jobs? Is this going to, mean that my job is easier? How can I use AI to make my job easier? I guess to liken it to anything, what I thought about the other day is it's very much like when computers first came out. I mean, you used to have pools and pools of people typing and people doing long form and filing and things like that, and like vast areas of storage to store documents.
Right.
But that kind of thing isn't done anymore, not on the scale that it was. But it's generated new and different kinds of jobs. So I'm wondering how that's going to change the market for jobs and things like that in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a great analogy, I think, for the idea of like, oh, it's going to take our jobs. Well, I mean, yeah, if you don't learn anything new ever, then like it should take your job. But if you figure out what the new technology is all about, so you like know what it is, then you should be good. Yeah, that's interesting. So, what do you guys think? What are your plans to integrate AI or try some things with AI moving forward? Like, we've already kind of talked about this a little bit, but what are you guys excited about or hoping, to see happen when it comes to content creation and AI? Don't all speak at once.
I was going to say, I saw Sheri came off mute.
Go ahead, Sheri.
I really like the gimbal that Darren showed, and to really see that in cameras. I think that's where I would, especially if it suggested different camera angles, because I'm not a filmmaker, right? So that would help me as a creator to bring more interest into my videos. That's where I would go. Now, I'm sure when Darren speaks, he's gonna have like this brand new fandangle thing he's thinking of, and then I'll be on his bandwagon. But for me, just to begin with, I tend to take more little baby steps, because my world in creating is more mixed media and art. And while filmmaking can be definitely art, I personally do not have an eye for photography. That's just not in my gene. And so whatever tools that they can come up with that makes my videos that I can use more interesting is what I'm going to gravitate towards.
Yeah, awesome. Darren, what are your thoughts? What are you hoping for in the future with AI?
I'm hoping that it's going to give me some ways on ideas that I can, on videos that I can create, and use it more as just a prompt, but also to be able to assist me. So I use the speaker in the corner that we won't name all the time to set reminders.
Does it start with an A?
It does, but I've given mine a different name. But yes, so I use that all the time to set myself reminders, do things like shopping lists, and ask it questions. What's the weather going to be like in such and such a time or place? And I very much use that as like an assistant. And I think as content creators, using things like that and using AI that will help us when we're growing as a content creator are going to be where it will be most advantageous. And I think that's where I hope that it goes. And at the moment, it feels very much like everyone's trying to maximize the possibilities of how they can save time using AI. And whilst I think it's good for producing content, I don't think that the content that it produces should be used as raw content. I think it still needs that human eye to go over it, edit it, change words, make it sound more like it's yourself, like with your own personality.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the fun things that I've used with ChatGPT is to change the tone of the sentence that it's produced. So it produces something. I'll say, "Oh, make this shorter to be within 150 words, but make it sound friendlier, more approachable, like two friends having a conversation." And the way it changes it is really interesting for me from a learning point of view, from my own side. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really exciting to see how that side of things develops. And I think people are going to use AI incorrectly, like they do with anything. But I think learning how to use it and understanding prompts and how you can choose different prompts, like, you know, the document that you created was where that really got my mind kind of like sparked. And I was like, okay, I didn't know that AI could do this. And ChatGPT specifically, I didn't know you could say, change how it does this or do it more in the style of X, Y, Z. And that's what I feel is really exciting and will help content creators. And like I say, like when we at the beginning, where I said, you know, give me some tips that will help a new beginner on using Canva. And some of those tips that it gave were a little bit, well, that's not a feature in Canva.
Right.
So I don't know where you've got that from.
Yeah.
But other options, it kind of gave me a prompt that I could go away and be like, okay, well, I've, out of the 52 that it created for me, I think I generated 48 or something like that. But I made them more in my style, and knowing the program and how it works, and made them sound better, obviously.
Right. All right. Cool.
So yeah, I think that's where I see it all going.
All right. Alex Dolly Rizzo. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that in the way that it's meant to, but wanting to know what's Sheri and Darren's channel. So before I let you guys go and enjoy your weekend, can you share where can people find you and your content? What do you guys create content about?
Sheri, first.
Oh, sure. I just want to go back real quick on what Darren just said, because I really like the idea of you have a set of text and you're asking it to change the words to establish an emotion, right, for your video. We can all use that at work too, by the way, when you have to write emails.
Yeah. And I think is it Grammarly that has a tool like that? Because I feel like that comes up in my Gmail, where it will give a little emoji in the corner that's like, this, I don't even know what they are, but like, this sounds too corporate. This one sounds like friendly. And so you can kind of gauge, you know, if it's sounding a little too corporate, you can, I don't know, add a smiley face in there or something. But I mean, I guess that's another, Grammarly is another piece of AI that if you've been using it, I mean, I've been using it for, I don't know, like since it existed. I don't even really think of it as being AI necessarily, but I guess it kind of is in some ways.
Oh,
So,
100%, I'd say it is. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So, Sheri, where can we find you on YouTube?
Just type in Ratchet Up Your Art, and I'll put that in the window.
Ratchet Up Your Art. So, Sheri, what kind of content do you typically create on your channel?
I do mixed media art, mostly jelly printing, which is a type of printing technique that I do. So it's Ratchet Up Your Art.
Is this sharing? Yeah. Okay. So Ratchet Up Your Art. That's Sheri. Let me hide this. And then Darren, where can people find you?
So my channel is my name, Darren Meredith, and Better Content Creators. Or you can go to youtube.com/Darren M for mother, or Meredith, obviously, because that's what my M stands for.
And it's even spelled correctly.
And yeah, my content creation is currently all around using Canva, and all of the new features that come out with Canva. I'm a Canva verified expert, so I look at all the new features that they launch and how you can best use them for your content creation, and different styles and techniques and workarounds that you can use within Canva to create amazing content, whether that's still images or even video in Canva. That's primarily what my channel, that particular channel, is all about. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. And Chuck from Brand New Vegan, really interested in ChatGPT, just discovered it. Yes, it is pretty cool. Chuck used to be in Thriving Creator Society when it was called, what was it called before? Video Pursuit Society.
Yeah.
I've officially retrained my brain. I can't even remember. So yeah, it's interesting. And for anybody that answered my poll a couple weeks ago on how you were feeling, for anyone that said they're sick of hearing about it, I was like, "Ooh, that doesn't sound good," because like we're not going to stop talking about it. It's like it's the what do they say? The horse has left the gate. What do they say? You can't. I don't know.
Bolted, is it?
I don't know. It's already out of the gate. We're not going back. But I think we have a ways to go before, I don't know, before all of these cool tools are like sort of more integrated into our already like stuff that we're already doing. So it's exciting, and I think as content creators, I think we kind of have to stay on top of it, because like if other people in our niches or our industry are using tools to create more content or better content or create content faster, and we're just doing it the old way, then might as well just start using a typewriter again. Right? Like let's evolve with the technology. So
that's what
all
I'm
right.
excited for. Yeah.
I'm gonna let you all go and have a great weekend, a great Easter weekend even, and thank you guys for being here. This was fun.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
I can't wait
really
to hear some ideas for our next live panel, and hopefully get some more thriving creators involved as well. But we will talk soon. Bye, guys.
Yeah,
Bye. Thank you.